What's up, people? I'm Halls, and this is Defeat the Enemy, the YouTube gaming show that wants to ask you a question. Do you know where I can find some sailors? Today we're looking at Shenmue on the Dreamcast, technically on emulator because my Dreamcast is back in merry old England in my grandma's attic. And by merry old, I mean cold, wet, and fucking miserable. Now, you're probably already wondering what's going on with the footage in the background. Why am I looking at forklift trucks? Well, let me explain. In the part of the game you're watching now, Ryo, the main character, goes undercover and gets a job on the docks to infiltrate a portside gang. Instead of simply treating the job as a cutscene, like fading to black, then cutting back in at the end of the day, it makes you actually simulate a full working day for a forklift truck driver for over a week. You have to do this 6 or 7 times. So it's a full working day, complete with a 2-hour lunch break. This kind of pedantic busy work is what Shenmue is all about. And I wanted to make sure that you understood what I'm talking about. So you're just going to watch a forklift truck drive back and forth, because I had to drive it back and forth, and it was no more interesting to play than it is to watch. When you want to fast travel, you have to wait at the virtual bus stop for the virtual bus to show up according to the virtual timetable. When you want to phone someone, you have to input the number manually on an old rotary phone instead of just selecting it from a list, like a sensible fucking game. It is full of tedious, pedantic, repetitive tasks with a few seconds of action thrown in every now and then. On the other hand, it does have an insane level of detail, especially for the era it was made in. Every passerby you see on the streets is a real character, each with a different appearance and personality. Not only that, each one is fully voice acted, each with a unique voice. Not only that, each one has something different to say at each point in each quest throughout the entire game. Looking for Chinese people, everybody has something to say about Chinese people. Looking for bikers, everybody has something to say about bikers. Looking for a tattoo parlor, everybody has something to say about tattoos. It's pretty remarkable, something that games rarely replicate even to this day. So my feelings are pretty mixed on Shenmue. On the one hand, it's an incredible technical achievement, has an interesting story and setting, has great graphics, especially for the time. It has a really nice art style, which is like a cross between anime and realism. Amazing attention to detail, but then it does gleefully waste your time on trivial nonsense. The voice acting is straight out of a 1970s kung fu movie. The combat is horrible. It's rammed full of QTEs. Overall, it's a 20-hour game that would be a 3 or 4 hour game if you removed all the filler. It's a unique game that was amazing back in its day and had a huge influence on the games that followed. You can see its influence pretty much everywhere nowadays, but unfortunately the gameplay doesn't hold up anymore. And while you should play it just to experience it, you're going to have to approach it with a very patient attitude to get the most out of it. At the end of the day, it's a love-hate thing for me, and it's the kind of game that makes me very glad I don't give out scores in these little reviews that I do, because it would be impossible to put a score on this game. So because you were so patient with the forklift shit I pulled, I know that was bullshit, but this game is bullshit in some ways, so I wanted to share that with you. Because you were so patient with me, here's Ryo beating up some schoolgirls. See you next time.
Screw off, asshole! Kiss off!
Not so bright, are you?
Bastard! I'm gonna kick your ass! Let me go!
You shouldn't play with stuff like this.
Ah!